everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den, and this week I'd like to show you how I made these cards. I call this a butterfly wings card. I don't know what other people call it, but to me it looked like butterfly wings on the front when the front is cut. So this one I did for my colour creation on the 11th, 13th I think it is. No, what's this week? The 9th of June. And this is in basic grey with the beautiful papers from out of the new catalogue and the poppies out of the catalogue as well. But this is the card I did for that, and that's a little bit bigger than this card. This one is a 5 7/8 by 5 7/8, so it will go in a 6 by 6 envelope. This one is a 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. If you would like the tutorial for these, the tutorial is written for this size card, the 5 1/2 by 5 1/2, but there is a footnote at the bottom for cutting sizes for this card here. So if you would like the tutorial for that, you can head over to Di's Den for stamping, crafting and tutorials and join my group. It's free to join and you will find the link down below, down here. So I'm going to pop them on one side and I'm going to show you what we're going to use. Oh dearie me, now what did I do with them all? Move that out of the way. Oh, don't you fall on the floor. So we are going to use, I just thought because I call it a butterfly wings, I would use this old Stampin' Up set called watercolour wings, and I'm using the two dies here to make my butterfly, which I've done the top, this one in the gold and this one underneath in the pink vellum. So that's what I've used out of that set. I'm using this set again. I used this another time for the happy birthday, and I'm using this very vintage, which is also retired, and we're using one of the best things in life is you. So that's what we're using for them, and I'm using my layering circles, and I'm using the second size and the third size for the front, and I think it's the largest one for the inside, whatever I've done with it. Oh, there it is, the largest one for the insert. So, and all of that information will be on the written tutorial. So let's pop those away and we can go through what we've got here. So we have our card blank, and our card blank is 11 inches. Let's make sure I've cut that correctly. Yes, by 5 1/2 inches. For the front of the card, we're going to need a layer that measures 5 inches by 5 inches. Let me just bring in my piece of paper, and another one that measures 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. For our insert, we're going to need a piece that measures 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and another piece of designer series paper that measures 5 by 5. For my outside, I also have a doily. I think I've got two there by the looks of things. Let me see. Oh, I can't see. I can't pull it apart, so it must be just the one. A doily. That measures about, let's see, about 3 1/2 inches circular, and then my second size down in my scallop circle, along with my third size down in my plain circle for the front, and then I've got my butterfly to go on the front. And then for the insert, this is the largest circle out of the set. So let's pop all of these on the side because we don't need these for now. Bring these over here, and we're going to bring in our scoreboard, and we're just going to score our main card piece at the 5 1/2 inch mark, and that's all the scoring we're going to do. So we're going to just fold and burnish our card. Oops. Turn that over the correct way. Don't know what that is. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our front panels, our two front panels. Now, because, oops, that's not my front ones, that's the insert ones. Make sure you get the right one. Because this pattern doesn't really have any way around on it, that's fine. If you've got a pattern that's the correct way up, you need to turn it over and mark these. So we're going to, oh, I didn't bring my pencil over, excuse me, I'll just go get my pencil. Right, sorry about that. I thought I'd put it here with the other things, but I haven't. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to mark our piece of layer paper. We're going to lay it on something and mark it at 2 3/4 inches, which is the halfway mark. Is that right? No, that's not right. Why do I got that? This is 5. This should be measured at 2.5 inches, sorry, 2.5 inches on my 5-inch piece of card. So, and we're going to measure this one. Now, if I've got a design that I'm way up, I like it, I will do it. I think it looks better that way up, so let's turn it over that way. And this is 4.5 inches, so we need it at 2 1/4 inches there. And that's where we're going to mark those. We're also going to mark our main card, which is the one that measures, is supposed to be marked at 2 3/4 inches. Just a tiny little bit on the corner like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our cutting board and we're going to pop it in so that there's two, oh we can't see it there, let me push that all back a bit. There we go. This 2 3/4 inch mark here is in the track, and the score line here is on the track, and we're going to drop our thing down and we're going to cut off our piece like so. Then we're going to turn it the other way and we're going to do exactly the same thing. So we're going to make sure that this mark here is at the track and also the score line at the top, and we're going to cut that as well like so. Once we've done that, we've now got our card front, which looks a bit fuzzy. I might have to get my new blade in, and that's the front of our card. And we're going to do exactly the same with these two pieces here. So we're going to pop it in at the score, the mark that we made on it, and because we're going to cut them off like so. Oops, that's a little bit out. And we have our 3 pieces like that, and we're going to do exactly the same with our designer series paper piece as well. And that's all our pieces cut now, so we don't need our cutting board anymore. So let's pop that on the floor, and we're going to glue all of these pieces together. So let me move my chair in a bit, and we can then glue all these pieces together. So we're going to glue our main pieces together like so, and you will now see that you have a nice border all the way around. So I'm going to glue those two together. I've got a bit of glue stuck on the top of that, so let's pop that on there. And we're going to making sure that these line up nice and neatly with a nice border all the way around like so. And we're going to do exactly the same with these. Now we've got 3 pieces to do together here, so we need to make sure that we get them all lined up nicely like so. Can't see what I'm doing off here. Sorry if it starts raining. We've had thunder and lightning and all sorts today. So, not a very pleasant day out there today. So that's one panel together, and now let's do the other, making sure that we get them the right way around. You don't want them both the same way. I've done this one on the wrong side, would you believe? Never mind. Just means when I put the designer series paper on in a moment, it's going to have extra glue on there to help it stick. Luckily that's going to get covered up. So, not watching what I'm doing just goes to prove I'm just as fallible as everybody else. So I don't think because I make a lot of cards that I can't make mistakes, because I can. Luckily this glue is a really good glue. It doesn't actually dry sticky. So let's pop the lid back in there a moment, because it's going to get yucky because of the weather's got a bit cold. And we're going to bring in our main card, which I'm going to just run my scissors down that edge. To get rid of the fluffy bits. There we go. That's got rid of the fluffy bits off of there. And we can glue this one onto the front of the card like so now. So I'm going to pop that up like that because it's just easier for you to see and for me to see where I'm going to glue this. So that's looking really good on the front there. Okay, what we're going to do with these actually go the ones that go either side. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to turn them like this, and we're going to make sure that they don't come past the bottom of the card or past the side of the card here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pull that up like that, and then we're going to pop a little bit of a line there and there, just so we know where to put some glue. Now it doesn't matter whether you do left over right or right over left, there is no right or wrong way. And then we're going to pop this back on here, making sure, as I say, that we keep this close to the top, close to this edge, and close to the bottom edge here. And we can see now that we're fairly well lined up with where we had our cards before. I haven't got my eraser here with me, so I can't actually remove those. So we're going to do the same for the other side. We're going to pop that on there, and I'm going to just lift that up a little bit, just so I can sort of quickly just put a little mark there and there, so I can see where I don't put my glue past that mark. I actually go a little bit above it. And we can lay this back down and pop this over the top of the other one like so, making sure that we don't go off the edges on any of the three sides. And once we're happy with that, we can then make sure that's down nice and tightly. And that's the front of our card done, except for our decoration. So I'm going to then, I will rub these out, but I won't be able to do them right at the moment because I didn't, as I say, I didn't bring my rubber with me over here. So I'm going to now glue my insert into the card. So I'm going to glue my designer series paper to my layer, and as I can see, it's getting colder in here because there's not much glue coming out. That always happens, that this glue, if it's really cold, it just doesn't like to flow. And now that's the way the flowers go, so That's good. Let's give that a good shake down. It's probably getting a bit empty too. I have to order some more. And then we can open our card and pop our insert inside. Now if you don't want your insert to be the same as the outside, you can use a different paper, or you can use different on these pieces. You could have turned them over if you wanted to, but I just thought they look nice being all the same. So that's the front of our card done, our insert done. So let's actually stamp our insert. So we're going to stamp our insert using Memento, and I'm going to stamp my words in the middle of this piece. So this is for you to write your message on, and we can then pop that onto the inside of our card, and we want that so that when it's closed you can't see this at all. So and that's the inside done, and as you can see, you can't see it on any of the sides. So now we're going to glue our doily down in the middle here. I'm just going to double check that that is only one, because we don't want it to come apart, do we? It's definitely only one. That's good. Now this is just me, this is my idea. You can decorate yours how you like, with a doily, without a doily. And then I'm going to pop my scallop layer over the top. Of my doily, like so. So I'm going to stamp my, let's put my thing in my glue. Get in there. And I'm going to stamp my happy birthday in garden green, only because I think that we need to have the contrast. So I'm going to pop my happy birthday down the bottom there in green on pink, my two favourite colours. And I'm going to use some dimensions on the back. And I'm going to pop this over the top of my other circle like so. I'm going to then bring up my wings on both of my pieces of thing and pop my butterfly on like this. I'm going to lay him flat, I think. I don't want him to be too high, so I'm going to just pop some glue down the middle of his body and glue him to the card. Maybe that side. That's better. Like so. While that's drying, we're going to make a nice ribbon bow. I've got this beautiful ribbon here, which is in Blushing Bride, and we're going to make a nice little bow to go. Sorry, I had him around the wrong way. I think that's a bit small, so let's move that over one. That's better. That looks a bit better. We're going to cut them off about there. So I didn't bring my I didn't bring my glue dots over with me either, so we will get those in a second. Or actually, I will put it on with a, let's turn that ribbon around. Come on, turn around, you little ribbon. That's better. They're both the same way now. So I'm trying to pull them down straight. That's better. Then I can actually cut them off a bit smaller. And I'm going to cut one of these in half and pop that on there as well, which will just pop just down here like so. And then I have some very pretty little yellow gems, and they'll just pick up the yellow in the paper. We'll pop a couple, oops, get on there, down there, and we'll cut 2 white ones, so we've got 5 on our sheet that go down the centre of the butterfly. And that's our card for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think it's absolutely beautiful card, and I call it a butterfly wing card because I don't know what else to call it. I think it's gorgeous. It stands up like so. Oh, you can't see it very well. It stands up just like that, and I'm really happy with the way that one turned out. As I say, here's the other 2 that I have done. This one, I used that flower again. As you can see, I actually really love that flower. And this one has the poppies on it and is in basic grey. So I hope you've enjoyed today's card. If you would like the written tutorial for this, as I said earlier, please head down to the link at the bottom for Di's Den for stamping, crafting and tutorials. There you will find the link, and you just have to ask to join. It's free to join, and all the tutorials are free as well. So I look forward to seeing you. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I do answer your comments, so I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye for now.